haven't shared or that I'd forgotten about. So Haven was fun. I think I had literally just come off shooting a pilot for another show that didn't go in Toronto. I flew to Vancouver, found out that they just kind of offered me this part on Haven, and then the next morning flew way back out to, shoots in a town called Chester, Nova Scotia, which is really beautiful. And Chester is most known for having a graveyard for victims of the Titanic. Went down on the Titanic. But it's this beautiful little like maritime, very actually Irish kind of town outside Halifax. So I got there, but I got there because of the time difference. I got there really late, and the hotel wasn't really a hotel. It was like a little bed and breakfast they had me in. It was a very unique experience. So I just kind of walked upstairs, and the proprietor had left me a little salad. Like, oh, okay, I guess I'll eat the salad. It's like, free salad, I love salad. And then I'm like, okay, but actually I'm hungry. It was 6 p.m., I think, if I remember correctly, about 6, maybe 6:30. And there was like a pub next door. And I went to the pub, I sat down, checked out the menu, I'm like, okay, I'll get the burger. And they go like, oh, we don't have any food. I said, what do you mean you don't have any food? They're like, oh yeah, we ran out of food. It's 6 o'clock, it's been eaten already. Like, what do you mean you run out of food at 6 o'clock? What kind of town you running? I'm like, well, is there anywhere else to eat in town? They go, nope, it's the only place. So I said, okay, I was like, could I maybe like get a taxi to like the nearest town over? Is there like a Tim Hortons or something, you know? Which is like Dunkin' Donuts for Canadians. Like that's where I was at, right? So as I'm talking to the bartender, like, do you have a phone I can use? Because, like, I don't know, my cell phone wasn't working. It was back in the days where roaming charges were a thing. And then this guy sitting at the bar goes, "Hey, you can take me mom's car." But no, this is Nova Scotia. This isn't even Irish. But it's like, so that's the thing. So you can take me mom's car. Like, what? He goes, yeah, it's parked next door, you can just, here's the keys, you can drive it. And I was like, I absolutely do not feel comfortable taking your mom's car. But that's small town maritime Canada, which is this spirit of like, I don't even know you, but you're family. Which was the whole thing, like, you know, nobody was locking their doors, the whole town was very friendly. And so I did end up taking a taxi to Tim Hortons, and I got some chili. Delicious, delicious chili. The Krispy Kreme did not exist at this point in Canada. I know what you're saying. I understand. The actual shooting experience, though, so I just thought of that story. The actual shooting experience was a lot of fun. You know what's funny though is there was this scene at one point where like they only gave me the pages because it was the season finale. They only gave me the pages that my lines were on, so I had no fucking clue what was going on. And it was a scene where there was like 10 people, and half of them were ghosts and half of them weren't. But I was like having this intense scene where I was like I was telling my wife I was about to commit suicide to save our child because he had some kind of a curse. Or like it was really, if you don't know the lore of the show, this made no sense whatsoever. And then in addition to that, there was like ghosts would have these long monologues that I had to pause for, but I had to pretend like I couldn't hear them. So I have to remember who you're allowed to make eye contact with and who you aren't. And then there was this stupid thing where I had a blood rig because I stabbed myself, and then blood's supposed to start spurting everywhere. Spoiler alert. And then. But of course, a thunderstorm rolls in, and so it's this huge mud puddle. So I get stabbed, I fall into the mud puddle, and the blood rig doesn't work. So they're like, okay, we need more blood. So I'm lying there in the puddle, and they're trying to get more blood, and I'm like, and the blood starts coming out, but you can't see it. It's just all filling in here, and so like just pooling absolutely but under my clothes. It's not visible. So we tried it a few times, and every time they'd have to kind of clean me up. So I'm just like miserable on the ground there, and it's like, just, I I was ready to quit acting that day. It was so bad. And because they were blaming me for the blood rig not working. Like they were like, the director was yelling at me saying like, no, you gotta, and I was so pissed off. And then they didn't, after all that, I literally had a blood diaper. And then like, there's this other thing, like they kept sort of like screaming lines out to me. I'm like, I remember my lines, okay? I'm just distracted. It's like, and so it was this really contentious kind of awful experience, and then when it was done, I just had like clothes full of sticky blood, and the shower, the hot water didn't work, so it was like, I remember that day when and I remember because this director, I swore, I was like, she's on the shit list, I'm never working with this director again. She's like, then she got hired to direct episodes of Rain. And so I went into her office before, and we just like reminisced about that episode, and we just started howling. We just laughed and laughed and laughed, and she became a good friend and directed multiple episodes, and I just love her. But it turns out that she was going through a bunch of just logistical challenges and was just frustrated. Like, anyhow, it was a strange experience shooting that, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you.